This is Planet Music.
Welcome to Planet Music from the makers of Planet Marzipan.
In a streaming world, we're proud to be a podcast that celebrates the art of the album. Hello, welcome to Planet Music. It is Friday, the 29th of May, 2026. I'm Meza. I'm here with my good friends.
Craig.
And
Mikey?
And
Great.
And we've got something different for you this week, folks. We've got a release day review of the new Paul McCartney album, The Boys of Dungeon Lane.
Yeah. And I can say, John, I was 53 when this came out.
Yes. Well done. Well done. And you were the same age yesterday, yes. Yeah. Yeah, there is a Wikipedia entry for this already. The Boys of Dungeon Lane is the 20th solo album. The 20th solo studio album by English musician Paul McCartney, released on the 29th of May 2026 through Capitol Records. It's co-produced with Andrew Watt in sessions dating back to 2021, and it was announced on the 26th of March 2026, along with the release of its lead single, Days We Left Behind. The second single, Home to Us, is a duet with Ringo Starr.
Never heard of him.
Full disclosure then, apparently I'm the biggest Macca fan on the podcast. I don't know, I've just been told that. I do like Macca. I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of his stuff. I know a bit about it. He's by far my favourite Beatle, always has been. And I've kind of cajoled the guys into this tonight, so I take full responsibility.
Yeah, so we're recording now at like 8:20 in the evening on the Friday night, which is completely not what we do.
No, it's not what we do. But we're going to put this out virtually unedited. Craig's twitching and he's got his shakes now.
Yeah,
I don't want him to do much with
minimum.
it, so it is what it is. What you're going to hear tonight is what we usually do before Craig smooths it all out.
Yeah, Mikey, packing in the F-bombs.
I was going to say, we're live on Planet Music. Please do not say fuck or bugger.
That's the explicit already.
I'm going to ask the boys what they knew about this or what they'd heard about it in the run-up, because we've been quite a big media campaign about this album. Craig, what have you heard about it beforehand?
Yeah, we knew it was coming. Heard the singles because they've been pushed a lot on YouTube. So they're not proper videos for the songs, they're lyric videos. And yeah, they've been around, and I was mightily impressed from the beginning.
Oh, what were the first two singles? Yeah. Mikey, what about yourself?
Yeah, similar story. Obviously, with behind the scenes and between episodes, we talk a lot about the music that's coming out, what we're expecting, what we've pre-ordered, blah blah blah. And obviously, it seemed quite. Yeah, and it seemed like a lot of the campaign on social media, sound clips, come and buy this format, and I was like,
in this format, and this format, and this format, and this format, in this other format.
And of course, Mikey bought them all.
No, I didn't. For once, but no. As much as Paul's probably my favorite Beatle, I still don't possess a whole lot of solo stuff from any of them. Not that I don't listen to this stuff, I just don't physically own it. I've got a lot more Beatles product to my name, but not Paul McCartney. And so I held off, and then when the singles started coming through, I was like, oh yeah, maybe. And then I saw the picture disc, and I was like, I'm having that.
It spoke to you.
Yeah, it was like, oh, gotta have it. It looks gorgeous. And it arrived today, so I'm a very happy boy.
So the picture disc is a kind of a collage of old photos, isn't it? From pre-Beatles and during the Beatles, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much pre and during. I would say most of the pictures are during, actually. Like early day during.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice collage. very colourful.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it does what it says in the tin. It's a reflection, it's introspective, it's retrospective. And it's a really nice package.
Cool. All right. Gray, what have you heard about this
So,
before?
I mean, I think we all heard about it around about the same time.
Yeah.
I heard the first single. I have to say, I was a little concerned at the first single to begin with because I was like, oh, it sounds a bit frail. You can hear the age in his voice. Well, that was my first impression. We'll revisit that as we go through.
Yeah, on track 1, I think you'll find. But yes.
Yeah, exactly. But I'd heard about it. I'd read about it. It's sort of the sort of looking back on his childhood, looking back on his formative years, his family and the experiences. And because he's always actually been, although he says they grew up in the council estates and hard times, it was good memories. It was good memories of family and friends and growing up in this environment where everybody was. So, I mean, the media campaign's been really good. And I think, was it Craig that shared the YouTube video?
Yeah, the one with
Yeah,
Paul
that
McCartney.
hit last.
Paul
I
and
think
Paul.
that hit
Last
last
night,
night.
Yeah, that was great. I watched that straight away. I mean, it was what, 11 minutes long?
Yeah.
But it's a great 11 minutes because it just covers it. It goes like, oh, you did this because of that. You did this because of that. It's brilliant. So I didn't listen to the second single though. I thought I'm going to wait till the album comes out and listen to it as an album because I don't want what my thoughts of a single are to sort of jade my opinion of the album. And I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I watched that video, heard about bits about the songs and stories, and then put it on this morning and was like, oh, yeah, hell yes.
Yeah. Great. I mean, I've been looking forward to it since it was announced. It's been long rumoured. I've kind of got drawn into, I've talked to you about this, guys. I kind of got drawn into a bit of a YouTube thing about, there's 2 or 3, maybe 3 or 4 Beatle YouTube channels, Beatley Tone, Dinner with Grado, and a couple of others that I can really get drawn into. Beatle Dustino, they kind of talk about formats and then speculation, and there's a guy who lives in Selby, Andrew, I forget his surname, Andrew, who does a Beatle podcast. He's really good. He got invited to the listening party that was on May the 4th at Abbey Road with Macca, and he did a really nice piece on that. So
You'd think that there was some kind of like important cultural band or something over the years, the Beatles.
You reckon? Yeah. I myself went to a listening party on Tuesday this week as we're recording in Leeds at Crash Records. So I heard the album kind of just standing in a shop with other people. And my initial reaction was that it's really good. It's got elements of 70s Wings. Despite what Grace said, Macca's voice on this, I don't know what they've done to the recording. He sounds strong as anything. His rock voice is back on some of the tracks. You know, his rock voice from the 70s is there. It's a co-production with Andrew Watt, who produces the Stones, Bieber, Lady Gaga, did the Elton John and Brandy Carlisle album from last year. So he's kind of the hot shot producer at the moment. I really would not be surprised to see him come out and do some other icon, you know, Madonna or something again.
Wasn't it similar with Dave Gilmour's last album because he went with a younger producer?
Yeah. I think it you know, we'll talk about the tracks in a minute, but I think it certainly brought something out in Macca that I don't think a lot of us thought was still there.
Oh, I mean, if I'm honest, so the frailty that I heard, it's still there in some of the songs, but I don't think it's frailty because of his age or what have you. I think it's intentional. I think it's the way he sings the songs. Some of the memory bits of it are an old man looking back. Some of it is like really powerful, going back into the memory and being at that time and what have you. So he's playing characters almost. So when he sings, the bits that sound fragile are intentionally so because it's looking back in a certain way. I think that's what I heard.
I've wrote that down on 2 tracks specifically where I think he's singing in that style purposefully.
Yeah, and I didn't realise that because it was out of context, which is why I made the decision not to listen.
I think you've got to hear the album through to understand what it is. Because if you just hear if you heard track 1, track 3, and maybe track 14, you'd think, oh, he sounds old now. But no, he doesn't. There's so much breadth of vocal style. And like John says, you've got throwback to Wings 70s style stuff. There's no McCartney Pipes of Peace on here.
No,
You know,
I mean, it's,
not at all.
the album's, the album's only like 40 odd minutes, and there's
47
14
minutes, yeah.
Yeah, there's 14 tracks on there, and the average length is, just over 3 minutes or so. There's some it's some under 3 minutes.
Some are less than
nothing,
3 minutes.
Yeah, nothing outstays his welcome.
And it covers so much ground as well. There's so many throwbacks to, I mean, we'll cover that, but I mean, there's so many throwbacks to styles. There's so many different, like, it's all McCartney, but there's like, you can say, oh, I can hear this, or I can hear that, or that's a Beatles thing, or it's really clever, really good, really well done.
I like to just stress though, it's not a concept album. There's probably about 5 or 6 of these songs that distinctly refer back to his childhood, and then there are other songs that could be from any time in his life, really. A lot of songs about love and family. It's I mean, I'll put my hand up straight away and say it's a great addition to his catalogue. I was less than impressed with McCartney 3, which was the album that preceded this in 2020. But that was recorded in lockdown, and a natural progressor to McCartney 1 and McCartney 2, which were all sort of self-produced, self-made records. The album that preceded that, Egypt Station, I love that record, and this is more of the same, I think, if not better. Shall we get into the tracks?
Yeah.
I've been nominated to go first, guys. It's not because I want to, but I don't know. I've been told that.
Say it all, because normally we say our bit and then you go, oh, I've got nothing more to add.
I normally add something, but I'm not going to say too much because it's. I mean, the first track on the album is "As You Lie There," which is a co-write with Andrew Watt, and is it the longest track? It's the longest track on the record. Minutes, 4:45. It starts with just strumming and McCartney talking. And if you've not heard anything else, you would immediately alarm bells would be going off, in light of us thinking, well, he's old now and he's just talking. He's not even bothering singing. But then this distorted guitar comes in, massive guitar riff comes in, and his voice is really strong. He goes from the talking into the singing, and his voice is incredibly strong. It's a really, really full sound. It's a full band sound. Now, Macca plays almost everything on this record. Andrew Watt does a little bit, and there's odd guest appearances. Ringo's on here on 2 tracks. Chrissy Hind is on vocals on track 10, and Charlene Spiteri on backing vocals with him. And Giles Martin has done some co-registers, but the rest of it is primarily Paul and Andrew Watt in a studio. This is the oldest track on the record, apparently. This is the first thing they recorded back in 2021, I believe. And I can see why this convinced Paul to go with Andrew Watt. It's a very modern sounding track, I think. It's about 3 minutes in, there's a breakdown with a great guitar solo played over this quite high in the mix bass, and then Macca just comes back in with his rock voice. His rock voice from the 70s. Where the hell they've got that from, I don't know.
Jiggery pokery.
Possibly.
It's the first song they recorded. It's not the oldest song on the album.
Yeah, it's the first one they recorded together. Yeah. But I think this is what for Macca, probably what made him realise it's the right way to go and stick with Andrew. I mean, this is, in true Mikey style, this is my favourite track on the album, and it's the first one on here. Craig, what do you think as you lie there?
I think it's corking. I think lyrically at the beginning, it's like, "Ooh, Macca, you stalking bastard."
Well, it's sorry, I should have said the lyric is almost about
it's quite-
unrequited love, but
It
it's
is.
not even unrequited love. He met her once.
Well, yeah, it's all I was just thinking of. It's a Macca version of Chasing Miss Pretty.
Oh, I see. Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, but no, I love the sleazy guitar bit on it. I think you're right with the rock voice thing. It's a very, very strong opener to a cracking album, I think. And yeah, it had me from the beginning.
Okay, no. Mikey, what do you think of it?
Well, in true Michael style, it's definitely, almost definitely my favorite track on the album. Um, I was just telling these guys earlier on that I've given every single song on the album an out of 10.
Right.
There's more than one has got a 10, and this is one of them, obviously. I love the fact that it's pretty much a song of two halves, and you've already mentioned the spoken verse and this, the acoustic start. You've got the Together Forever verses and the As You Lie There choruses. They almost feel like two song ideas, which is merged together, which,
Yeah.
Obviously is a Macca trait. But they work so well together. And when that wall of sound kicks in, it's almost like a lo-fi vibe, but you've got so much going on that I think what one day release, and I've played it 3 times, and I'm picking something new every time. I've been listening to it on Apple Music, which is the Atmos mix. So you get lost in it, you really do. I was getting major Lennon vibes with his vocal delivery, and I totally agree with you. It's definitely Macca rock and roll 70s wing style. The breakdown that you mentioned, the guitar solo, John,
Yeah.
I've got major come together vibes with it.
Okay. Yeah. I must admit, the guitar solo is good, but I was kind of focusing on McCartney on the bass line, because the bass is really high up in the mix.
Yeah, there's a few. I think the next track as well, the bass works pretty high in the mix, and it's his instrument. Why the hell not?
Yeah.
But I love it. Absolutely stunning stuff. Brilliant opener.
Cool. Great.
So I was pre-warned, obviously, because you were like, "Oh, don't make your judgment on the spoken part." And I was like, "Oh my god!" But Jesus, when it kicks in, I mean, it's everything you've all said. It really is. I love the guitar sound, and it's a dirty, proper old-fashioned distorted guitar sound. It's not a heavy metal distorted guitar sound. It's like I'm pushing the guitar to the end of its limit and making the speaker fart type of distort. It's like really. And his voice is fantastic.
Yeah.
It really is strong. So as an opener to the album, it's like sets the stall for the whole thing. It's like, okay, here we go. I'm going to go for it. Probably, if not my favorite song it's definitely my top 3 songs on the album, vying for the top spot. But there's a couple of songs that we'll come to that I'm just like, there's a reason I really like these, which is slightly different. Musically, this is so strong, and just had me smiling from as soon as the band kicks in. You got the spoken part with the acoustic guitar, and then it kicks in. I'm like, oh yes, here we go, love it.
Yeah. On to track 2 then, which is Lost Horizon. I think this is a McCartney only, isn't it? Yeah, it's a McCartney only track. It's a more straight ahead kind of a slower pace, but driving guitar riff behind it. I think you can't follow the first track with something else that's big and up there. The only other way to go would have been to go take it down low, and it's too early in the album. It's kind of to me, it's a bit of a road song, really. It's a driving song. It's the sound can lift me up. That sound can lift me up. That sound can do my head in. That sound can take me back to the lost horizon, where every memory we shared brought us closer together. Again, it's feeding into that nostalgia and that looking back. None of it is done in in a sort of wasn't it better then? Just that he values what his life was like then, and he's looking back on it. Yeah,
I think
it's a good.
yeah.
Go
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. 'Cause it's like looking back, but also appreciating the present and looking forward to the future. He's not like, oh God, everything was better back then.
No.
I think it's more of I wouldn't be who I was now if it wasn't for that thing. It's like like valuing it because it's made him who he is, rather than but understanding how lucky he was. The kind of vibe thing is what I'm getting.
Yeah. Greg, what do you make of it?
Yeah, I agree with what you said. What I get vibes of with this is a bit Traveling Wilburys, a bit George Harrison,
Yeah.
a bit Tom Petty, but it's 100% Macca. If that makes kind of sense to people, it's very, very straightforward, but it's just pleasant. It really is, and it's a really nice track. And you're right. He's looking back, but appreciating the present.
Mikey, what do you think of it?
If I'd heard this on the Disney Get Back documentary with them lot playing in the studio, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Yep.
It's a blues number, but it's like an upbeat blues number. I mentioned previously that it's got fantastic bass work in it again. And it's a really cool sing-along number. You've got track 2 and track 3 have got a similar story vibe, but the delivery is completely different. I think this one would be fantastic live. I think it would be an uplifting moment for a lot of people. And as heavy as the first track is, I think you're right, John. I think if he took this too far down, it would have been too far down too early. And I think you've got this nice step between track 1, track 2, and track 3, where it just brings it down just bit by bit, and it flows beautifully. I gave this one a 9 out of 10. Loved it. Really good.
Oh, Ray, what do you make of it?
So I mean, I had Traveling Wilburys as a comment. It had that vibe to me. It's that kind of upbeat blues rock, happy looking, sort of looking back, but not in a nostalgic way. Do you know what I mean? Am I right in thinking, is it not this one that they say was the song, the oldest song on the album, the one he found on a tape that he was given when they were doing the transfers from tape to DAT, and he said, "Have you?" And he said it was already. It's not a song that he'd written. It was already done.
Yeah.
So he's added this in as a. So it'd be interesting to know. I don't know when that would have been written, but I think
does he not say? I can't remember now. I think
No,
I
it
watched
doesn't.
that much stuff. Does he
It
not?
just says a long time ago.
It just says a long time ago, and for me, it's definitely got a Paul McCartney solo vibe to it. It's not a Wings song, as far as I'm aware. It's I think it's somewhere between Beatles and Wings, but it's got that. It's a driving blues, like you say, it's that road song type thing, and it's really enjoyable. It really is. It just and it keeps the beat going in the album. It keeps it going up to the next song.
Yeah. The next song is the first single, "Days We Left Behind." I mean, we've all kind of lived with this for about a month, and with this song.
Yeah.
This is more what I expected the album to be like, if I'm honest. It's a really nice, gentle sort of look back. I mean, this is about the beat times in the early Beatles. Looking back at white and black, reminders of my past, smoky bars and cheap guitars, but nothing built to last. This goes on to talk about, see the boys of Dungeon Lane along the Mersey shore. Some of them will feel the pain, but some are meant for more. It's about his youth and growing up with George and John and his friends. And it is a natural first single because it sets the tone for the album. You know, this is what the whole album was built around thematically. It's a very nice ballad. It doesn't really soar. It's not that sort of a song. It's built around this gentle acoustic riff, really, with a really nice dryish McCartney vocal on it. It's lovely. Craig?
I think it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. When I first heard it, when I said to you guys, the vocal delivery in the song itself just does remind me of Roger Taylor solo. It's got that kind of sound to it. But yeah, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Production on it is wonderful. I think with guitar keyboard at it's just absolutely top notch for me. Absolutely top notch.
Okay. Mikey?
This was another one that scored a 10 out of 10 and was vying for favorite track on the album. Going back to what we said earlier about his voice delivery, I think this was one of the ones where I think it's been purposely put across as putting his age through to tell the story. It gives the story more gravitas. I mean, I know, John, you've mentioned some of the lyrics already, but my favorite lines are, because nothing stays the same and no one needs to cry and no one is to blame for the days we left behind. And it's like, it doesn't matter whether people have died, how they've died, whether through gunshots or smoking or whatever it may be. It's nobody's fault. And you just, you go on and you cherish what has been. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I agree with Craig. We mentioned this weeks ago. The song that Roger Taylor does that this reminded me of is The Unblinking Eye, Everything Is Broken. And to a certain extent, Johnny Cash's version of Hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely wonderful.
Voice as well, is that, isn't it?
Yeah, it just delivers on so many levels. That acoustic guitar through it, absolutely sublime. And like Craig said, the production's top notch. Totally different to track one, but equally as epic for different reasons. Absolutely adore it.
Great.
So I'm glad, hearing it in context, I'm glad it changes my view of the single completely, because when I heard it, I was like, oh God, he sounds old. It sounds frail. And this was off the back of me having been to see Paul Simon, and my God, is he old and is he frail? And you still hear him singing, but you can hear the age in his voice. And I was like, oh, maybe 80's just pushing it a bit too much. It was like, I don't know. Whereas having heard it in the context of the album, I think it is deliberate, because there's so many other bits of the album where, and you watch them in the interviews, he's not frail and he's not unable. So I think it's because of the context of the song, because of what the song is talking about. He's playing that character of looking back. Again, it's not looking back with sadness. It's not a nostalgic. Well, it is a nostalgic view, but it's a positive nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's not the days were better then. It's a look how much fun we had, and we've made it through, and we're still going. And this is a good thing to do, to look back and appreciate where we've come from. And it just sounds really heartfelt. And you hear him talking about it in the various interviews. The one on the one show tonight, or that YouTube video, and he's talking about all these things. Because Dungeon Lane was on the edge of the estate, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's between Speke and the seafront or whatever. Yeah.
And you can hear that in a delivery. It's like an old man looking back at the things he did with friends and the life he had, and it's so beautifully done. The production of the whole album is amazing, but these quiet ones, especially the Atmos mix, you get that space in it to hear the song breathe. You hear all the movement, all the parts. It's lovely.
Yeah. Next track is Ripples on a Pond. This is a little more lightweight for me. Not a bad thing. It reminds me of a sort of a track from maybe Tug of War from the 80s. It's that sort of it's about love. It's about love. I love you more than I ever did before. The feeling grows and grows. Let's carry on making ripples in a pond, and we'll see how far it goes. And it's got this really nice lightweight riff under it as well. It's quite a breezy song. There's 14 songs on here. You need things like this in here to mix it up a little bit. It's fairly brief as well, isn't it? I think
it's just under 3 minutes.
Yeah, nice song, nice interlude, really. Craig?
Yeah, you're right. It's got a nice beat and nice rhythm all the way through. It does have a change in the middle that it goes up to, then comes back to the chorus and stuff. But what I want to say, this is one of the first songs and it carries on throughout the album, where when he's finishing the songs in this album, they've all got like quirky endings that don't like fade out, or they don't necessarily end traditionally. They'll go off on a little bit of a tangent for like the last like 30 seconds or something like that, and it's great. It's really interesting way of doing it, and you think, oh, it's just going to fade. Oh no, it hasn't faded out. It's got into something else. And again, this does it because it's like a reprise thing for the last bit. But no, it's a catchy little ditty.
Okay, Mikey.
Paul McCartney does a lot of love songs in his catalogue. And some of them fall a bit flat for me. This isn't one of them, by the way. I've given this one a solid 8 out of 10. It gave me sort of like late Wings vibes, to be completely honest. It's that 2-minute mark guitar break that you mentioned, Craig. I thought beautiful bluesy solo. It doesn't go on for very long.
No, it doesn't.
It's a lovely, refreshing break in the song. And one of the things that I actually love about this song is how it cuts off. It's like there's enough said, to this love song, this story or whatever. It just stops. It's brilliant. There's a love song later on which I just didn't get at all, but this one didn't mind at all.
Okay, right.
But I like it. It's a love song without being a twee ballad.
Yeah.
Just some love songs can be a little bit insipid. This isn't. This is a jaunty one. It's got a bit of a groove to it, and it's enjoyable. It's like the song, not the song before it, but the 2 songs before it. It's got that kind of groove to it, that the way it goes. And I love the guitar work on this. In fact, the guitar work on the album, nothing's flash. It's all tasteful. It's all really well done. It's just, it does what it needs to do to play the part it's there for. It doesn't overshadow anything. It's really nice. And I think it would have been easy to try and overblow things or what have you, and none of that happens. I think one of the biggest benefits for me on this album is the restraint. The whole thing is done really tastefully. It's like it doesn't overplay any of its hands at any point.
One thing I'm just considering actually listening to you there, this was recorded over a number of years in gaps between his ongoing tour. It doesn't feel like that. It kind of hangs together.
Oh, it really does. It really hangs.
It
sounds as if he's sat in a studio and thrown and written the songs together with the group.
Yeah. I think that's a testament to Watt and his production. I think. The next track is Mountaintop, which it kind of looks back in lots of different ways, but I think the intro starts with a harpsichord, so it's kind of we're already in Beatle territories, and then the lyrics are verge from sort of childish to psychedelic. Take me to the mountaintop, show me how the waters drop down into the valley stream below. Anytime I walk with you, magic mushrooms peeping through seem to want to talk and say hello. All right, Paul. Yes, we know where you've been. It's all quite twee and 60s throwback until you get to 3 minutes when it suddenly just rocks out massively. This massive left turn rock piece. It's prog pop, this, Craig.
Yeah, it does remind you of a certain song from Marbles, doesn't it?
Yeah.
With the whole Beatles influence.
Yeah.
I thought lyrically, oh, has Mac has nurse been mixing up his medication? I know it's not quite the 60s psychedelia age now. It's all I remember though, John, is a side thing. You'll vaguely remember this. Remember our trip to, I think it was at Fish, to see Fish at the Cavern Club back in the noughties, when I mixed up my medication. I was on indomethacin at the time for a back problem and me antihistamines, and I was spacing off my BAPs in Liverpool.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
On just proper medication.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think what might have happened, yes.
You would have loved this at the time, yeah.
I think Mac has mixed up his pale cream and he's fixed Silex, and he's
It-
off on a journey.
It does mention Pompeii in the lyric as well, randomly.
Oh, well, there you
The
go.
post-chorus goes ba 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 Pompeii. Apparently,
Oh, well, that sets us up for July, doesn't it?
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's obviously got the Beatles vibe. I think it's got a bit of a San Francisco hippie vibe to it as well. You know, East Coast, like 70s America. I think it's a corking little tune. Best listened to with with additionals.
Yeah. Mikey.
This one's another 10 out of 10 for me. I think it's absolutely awesome. I love the structure of it. My original note write down said Lucy in the Sky with Snatterton.
Oh yes.
You can be forgiven to. I mean, when I first heard the opening chords, I thought, is he just going to do a saltwater cover? And then it just goes off, and it's just the structure of it is all over the place. It is quintessential harken back Beatles stuff. I mean, I thought the song was a nod to the times that they spent with the Dalai Lama. Could be completely wrong, but that's where I was going with it. But yeah, John, that 3-minute point when it all
It's
goes
great because it's the end of the song, isn't it? From there, it just rocks out.
That riff at the end would have made a good song as it is in any case.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but the way it goes all helter skelter, I just thought it's absolutely amazing. Loved it. Yeah, this was fine for top place as well. Absolutely love it.
Okay, Ray, what do you make of it?
For me, this is where the Beatles would have gone if they hadn't split. It's like this is it. This is like Paul saying, "This is why I left, because I wanted to do this." It's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant because it's everything I loved about the later Beatles stuff. The stuff I enjoy about his lyrics and the way he has fun with stuff. And then that fuzzy bass, let's see when it kicks off at 3 minutes and the bass is, I mean, the bass line's got a fuzz pedal on or something on it. It is mental. And the guitars are like, absolutely brilliant. And then I love the way it kind of slows down as if whatever I've taken is wearing off. I've not got any energy left. The song stops. It's so well done. It is, I think it was done kind of tongue in cheek. I think,
probably,
yeah. And it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The musically is great, lyrically is great, and I love the way it's got that California feel where it bounces. I know I'm acting, and people can't see me on a podcast, but you know that kind of.
Thankfully, they can't see you now.
Yeah, it can't feel like flopping around. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Cool. Okay, next track is Down South, and this is completely different. This is just McCartney and acoustic guitar virtually. It's got a nylon guitar solo in the middle of it, but. This is a story song, isn't it? It's it's about the boys hitchhiking down south. Him and George, yeah. It's great. Musically, it doesn't do a lot really. It's it's got a nice melody to it. It was a good way to get to know you, a fine way to work it out. It was a good way to get to know you, and we were making our way down south. Later on, it was a good way to get to know you before we learned to twist and shout. Feeds into the theme of the album, and
and
nice
again,
enough.
A massive cultural important lyric. Yeah, come on, twist and shout out. How important has that been in the history of rock and roll?
Oh yeah, it's the shortest song on the album, isn't it? 2:23. Yeah.
It's a great little tune. Now, if this was a story in 2026, there'd be a Netflix series about it now. 2 Liverpudlian teenage guitarists disappeared, last seen in a truck stop. Yeah, there'd be podcasts. And there'd be Netflix shows, true crime and all that. But no, there's a historical piece, and it's the looking back, and you say, it's nice acoustic guitar and great little track.
Okay, Mikey.
Nothing much more to add. That's all already been said. I think it's a great number. I think it's a nice breather at this point in the album. I mean, what, we're on track 6 now?
Yeah.
I gave this one a solid 8 out of 10. I thought it was lovely. It was nice to have like another story on the go. I was getting Willie Nelson, Tom Petty vibes from it. More from the, storytelling song point of view than anything. But yeah, it's nice. It's not earth shattering, but it's certainly a good listen.
Okay, great.
It's kind of a campfire song, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's nice because it's based on a thing that it's actually something. Him and George did go hitchhiking, and it's that story thing. It's one of the songs that harks back to a specific thing on the album, and it's nice. It's simple, and it's kind of a palate cleanser between all because the next one's a full band song as well, isn't it? The We Two.
No, not particularly. It's like it's just drums and guitar, and it's kind of, it builds on that slightly. It's a similar thing. I mean, I we'll do We Two now. Yeah. I've not. Who is We Two about? Is it Lennon or is it Harrison?
I think it might be Lennon.
Right.
I don't know.
The chorus of We Two is "Last night I dreamed of you and saw what we could do. We were standing side by side. We two came through." I don't know. It's nice. It's, I haven't really mentioned the formats yet, but it's the last track on side 1 of the vinyl, and it kind of ties it up nicely. It ties side 1 up nicely. There is a bit at the end which is, I'm going to let somebody else talk about, because going first I could easily just give that away, but I'll let one of you guys talk about the end of it, which is weird but very clever, I think.
Yeah, it's like they've speeded everything up, saying.
Well, it's like it's the no. All right, I'll say it, it's the noise you used to get when you would rewind or fast forward a cassette.
Yeah.
In your player.
But so yeah, I mean, it's a nice. Like what John said, it's a nice little tune. It doesn't break any molds or anything like that. It's got a nice guitar riff to it. You just let it wash over you. I say there's nothing on this album I dislike.
Well, that's good. Again, it's only 3 minutes and 1 second. And that's
so
including the rewinding tape at the end. So, Mikey, what do you make of it?
The rewinding tape at the end was the best part.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This was the first low point for me, but I still give it 7 out of 10. It's not that bad. It's McCartney by the numbers, I feel. I thought the song's nice enough, but I just thought this is just typical McCartney. And when you've had 6 stonkers to kind of fizzle outside 1, if you like, it was a bit of a letdown for me, but it's not horrific. As like Craig said, I don't dislike anything on the album. It's just, this is like the lower tier for me.
Okay. Great.
Got a Tom Petty vibe to me.
Yeah.
And I really like Tom Petty. And so I don't know if it's about him and John or if it's about him and Linda. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know why I didn't consider it. Of course, it could be.
I'm not sure where it is, but it's that I have somebody that I believe in. I have somebody that I know that if I stand with you and I do what I want to do, it's going to work. It's going to be right because it's us. And I think that's the 2 people he's had that have put him in that place, perhaps. And I like the fact, I mean, all right, he's done that interview on YouTube where he's talked about a couple of the songs and explained things like is it Sometimes Saint? What is it called?
Salesman Saint.
Salesman Saint. Yeah. Salesman Saint and Down South. You get the storylines on it, but there's a couple of them that are that kind of enigmatic, and I like that fact. Is the fact he's written something based on a memory and he's based on something that he feels, but he's left it kind of up to you to decipher the actual reason. This song for me, it's kind of got a George vibe to it though. The actual song itself, it's got, although I've said Tom Petty, but it's got a kind of George vibe for me. It's a bit of a come down from some of the songs that have come before, but I don't think it's a bad song at all. It's really enjoyable.
I just think it kind of leads you into side 2 and what's
Yeah.
coming next, you know, because the next track is completely different again, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you flip the record over, or if you continue with your CD or your streaming, Craig, just for Craig's benefit there.
I'll turn over the MP3 or
Yeah.
I mean Dolby Atmos or whatever it is on Amazon Music.
First track is on side 2 is Come Inside, and it's a McCartney rocker. It's, you know, you go from those two sort of not lightweight but fragile ballads to a McCartney rocker again. I don't really know what it's about, if I'm honest.
You
Step
need
right
to come
up.
inside his mind.
Yeah, step right up and take a look, see what you can find. All my life's an open book. Come inside my mind. Which was that not the title of that Robin Williams documentary, Come Inside My Mind? Which, if you've never seen it, watch it because it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it's a McCartney rocker. Not much else to say. It's great. It sets the tone for side 2. It picks us back up from what's just happened. He's screaming a bit in it as well, so that rock voice
Yeah,
is
you've
back
got
again.
you've got your trademark Bacchus little scream in there. Yeah.
Worth saying, I didn't mention it, We Two, Come Inside, Never Know, and Home to Us. So the next 4 are all co-writes with Andrew Watt. I can't really see where We Two was a due right, but Come Inside, I think Andrew Watt is credited with maracas, tambourine, acoustic guitar, lots of stuff on here. So
The tambourine's quite high up in the mix.
it is. Well, if you're producing it, you can do that, can't you? Turn yourself up.
Yeah, I'll just turn that down and I'll just turn that up and nobody will notice. But yeah, I think, John, I agree with you that it's just a trademark Macca little rocker, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Got a nice piece of Joanna in the middle, weirdly though.
Yeah, and lots of nice doos kind of thing in that as well.
Yeah.
Again, trademark Macca.
Mikey, what do you make of it?
Yeah, pretty much the same, guys. Gave this one an 8 out of 10. It's good to have an up-tempo number after what we've just had. I thought this could have lived on any of the last 2 or 3 Beatles albums. I love the break in the middle that you mentioned, hand claps, guitar, the piano on this is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous piano work. But yeah, a solid side to start too, I think. Really good.
Great.
So I love it, and I think there's loads of nods in it to other stuff. So there's guitar riff bits that sound like Day Tripper. There's the that they used to do in the Beatles, him and John. There's the screamy vocals that he did when they were like really getting, the rocky stuff. But there's also nods to where he was influenced from. So the vocals in the verses have got that slap back echo of the 50s rock and roll stuff and all this kind of. So it's like that Come Inside My Mind. It's like, this is everything that I do musically, everything that I've been influenced by, everything that I've enjoyed and played in my career. This song is all of it. Let me show you what I think. That to me, that's what I get from that song, because there's so many things in it. The verses and the chorus are really quite starkly different.
Yeah,
but they fit really well together, because like the chorus has got that really high tambourine and it's like that kind of rock and roll stuff. The verse is that the older rock and roll, 50s rock and roll style with the vocals and the mixing and stuff and whatever. But there's loads of nods to everything, and I think it's brilliant. And if you turn over the album and put it on, it's a great side to the start too.
Yeah, great side to the start too.
Great start.
Yes, great side to start to. Yes.
I'll put the glass down, shall I?
Oh yeah, right on. It's Friday evening. It's Friday evening. Gray's having a nice, relaxing time here.
Drinking it by the bucket.
Next song is Never Know, which again feels like a bit of a. I'm sorry to say it again, it's another McCartney love song, I think. There's lots of interesting stuff about this one though. It's kind of acoustic guitar, drums and bass to start, but with a really nice melody over the top. It's quite a lazy drum beat as well. There's an a cappella breakdown, and then it builds back up with a very Beatlesque piano, and there's even some recorder on this track played by the man himself. It's all over the place really, but it's nice. It's not quirky weird. It's nice. I love you, but you know my heart is breaking over you. When you got me on the run, my body's shaking, my mind is black and blue. Yeah, nice. Greg.
Yeah, there's some of the intonations is like oh kind of stuff throughout.
Yeah.
It's no, and it's one of the is it the second longest song on the album because it's over 4 minutes. It doesn't outstay its welcome. It's got some breaks in the middle, and yeah, when you get about 3/4 of the way through, and it changes up a little bit, and you've got the recorder and that it's in the back. Oh yeah, it's a sweet little tune.
Mikey.
Very Beatles-esque as well.
Yeah.
The first half of it gets 8 out of 10. The last bit of it gets 10 out of 10. I thought it was a bit middling, to be honest with you, until you get that instrumental break at about 2 minutes 40. Now, I'm just going to mention 2 really, really clever things, which is either me completely off the mark, or it's just gentle nods to the Beatles, and it's very cleverly done. At 3 minutes 20, there's a piano hit, which is reminiscent of the end of Day in Life, and it just hangs over the recorder.
Not as long as Day in the Life, though, sure.
Yeah, well, not as long as that, obviously, but it's still hanging in the background when the recorder comes in, and that, to me, was just Fool on the Hill, wasn't it? It's just... I love it. It's another one of them tracks that just goes off, like Craig said at the top end of the.
The end's great.
It finishes bigger than I made out, really, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's not sweet. It kind of builds this big thing. Yeah.
But the instrumentation throughout the entire thing is really nice. It's been really well done. It just could have been better at the start. I don't know. It was just missing a spark, but still gets a solid 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
It gets there in the end.
It gets there in the end.
Great.
My first thought when it started was David Gilmour looking strange.
Really?
Yeah. As soon as it started, I was like, "There's a Gilmour vibe to this," and I don't know why. I think it was just the kind of it was you that said it was kind of a laid back. Yeah, and I think there's a lot of that in Looking Strange. That album for me.
It's more
the
jams are really more apparent, I think, on Looking Strange to me. They feel more apparent. You can sort of see where
it feels really relaxed and really, and this has that vibe to it. And then you've got 2.5 minutes and 3 minutes 20 where there are just such blatant nods to the Beatles that are, but none of it's out of place. None of it feels quiche or kind of like, ugh. It's all really nicely done, and I love this song. I think the fact that it builds and it ends up the way it does makes it all the more stronger for me.
Yeah.
But I love the way it's done. I really do.
Yeah, it kind of creeps up on you, doesn't it? You think
does,
it's kind of this lightweight thing, and then it becomes something different. Yeah, it's very clever, very clever. Okay, the second single, which is track 10, is Home to Us with Ringo Starr. And it starts with a very Beatles Ringo type drum beat, doesn't it? But also there's a guitar riff that makes me think of Lazy Sunday by the Small Faces. That first guitar riff I want to sing, wouldn't it be nice to get on with me neighbours? But it's kind of that, most people will have heard this single, I think, by now. That repeated refrain of Home to Us is really catchy, I think. Ringo's there. You can hear him on the vocals, but he's not. I can't tell if the album version is different to the single version, because I'm sure on the single version, Ringo sings the bit about Mum was in the kitchen, washes dishes in the sink, and then she burned the toast. Doesn't it? But it sounds like Paul on the album to me, yeah. There's some really, really clever lyrics on this. They're really painting pictures of what it was like, and Paul saying what a great time they had. It wasn't it wasn't luxury, but you know, the lady on the hill was drinking brandy, eating caviar, the perfect toast. Mum was in the kitchen washing dishes in the sink, and then she burnt the toast. The kids are in the alley playing ball until the sun goes down. But that was my hometown, and it was home to us. Brilliant. Craig.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, you've just got to bow down and respect these two guys for, I've mentioned it before, their cultural importance in the world. So anytime that these two guys get to do something together is something special. Just gotta say. On a slightly different note, I think it's quite funny though, because I remembering back to when Liverpool had the European Capital Culture back in 2008. And Ringo turned up for that. And it was just like, he got out, he went, the guys, keep the edge and run it, I'm not staying. And he was in and performed. And he kind of, I think the interview back then, he was like, yeah, he was trying to brush off a lot of stuff. You know, didn't want to go too nostalgic, and the fact that he doesn't exactly get back to Liverpool very often.
Yeah.
So, but no, I think it's a great tune. John, you've covered that really, really well. And, you know, two legends together. So what's not to love? Even if it was shit, what's not to love? But it's not shit. It's great.
Okay. Mikey?
It's not shit. It got 10 out of 10 for me. I think it's absolutely fucking awesome. I love Ringo's stuff. I think this is the best song I've heard him do since La Di Da, and I think that's a top Ringo tune too. I think the backing vocals by Chrissy Hind and Charlene Spiteri are great. They're just there without being too intrusive. Unmistakable Ringo drumming on it, like I said, John. I loved it. I thought it was, and you've covered the lyrics. I mean, the line about Mum burning the toast just had me in fits. It's just absolute genius. Absolute genius. I think it's brilliant.
Okay. I think Gray commented during your comment there, didn't you?
Did I?
Did he?
What do you make of this track, Gray?
I love it. I do really like it. I think it's a Beatles rock song. Without George and John, obviously, but I just love the way it's done. The lyrics are a bit twee, but intentionally so. You know, it's that kind of.
It's two old blokes pissed down the pub reminiscing about.
That, exactly, it's that, but it's also. Because we're pissed, we don't care what it sounds like. We're just having fun. It's like we're having fun. We're talking about the old days. The fact that they were on different continents when they recorded it is by the by, but it's fun. It's a kind of an upbeat, happy memory, and it's lovely for what it is.
Okay. The next track is "Life Can Be Hard," which is a McCartney song. McCartney solo, right? It's 3 minutes 15. It starts with an acoustic bit, which feels to me like a coda to Home to Us. It's not, but it sounds like it. It's
got the same vibe to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah.
If you didn't know where the track markers were, you could easily blast that as part of the previous track. There's a couple of points in the album that are like that for me. I think, is it on side one? There's I think Mountaintop sounds a bit like coda to Ripples in a Pond to me.
Yeah. When it starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, the album flows anyway, but it makes it flow even more because, but Life Can Be Hard is a 70s McCartney song or a 70s Wings song for me. Just trying to bring the lyrics up. It's about it's another love song, really. Is it about his mum? I don't know. Maybe the starlight that shines in her eyes sings to the moon. Every time we meet, there's a look of surprise. No, it's a love song. This is Wings, though, for me. This is very reminiscent of a late 70s Wings track with quite a jaunty sort of. Don't know what the phrase I'm looking for. It's quite a jaunty sort of tempo to it, really.
For me, it feels like it could have been in a musical or a stage play thing, and it's got that like nice clarinet.
Vaudeville's the word I was looking for. Yeah,
it's got that nice little bit of like clarinety kind of bit in it. It just gives it a different feel, and it's got a little bit of staccato kind of lyric delivery on it as well later on. But then it gets a little bit swingy at the end. So it's just it's a really nice tune.
I don't think it's giving Mikey's 10 out of 10, if I'm honest, but prove me wrong, Mikey.
Well, before I tell you how much I don't like it, the tracks that we're doing now, excluding 12, which are 11, 13, and 14, were arranged by Giles Martin, who is George Martin's son, and co-arranged and conducted by Ben Foster, who worked with Peter Gabriel on his Scratch My Back tour, and is also the co-arranger and conductor for Murray Gold, who does all of the Doctor Who stuff.
Oh, wow.
So just wanted to get that chalked up and out the way. Life Can Be Hard. You actually read out what I think is one of the worst lyrics on the album, John, which is maybe the starlight that shines in her eyes sings to the moon in her hair. That's vomit-inducing stuff, I'm sorry. And who wants to rhyme harder with larder? And the fact that he mentions even distinctly having an empty larder in a house is beyond me. And who has a fucking larder? But anyway,
back in the day, they didn't have fridges.
Okay.
It was larders. That's how they kept it cool.
I'll let you have that, but it's still an awful
us
rhyming.
21st century life people.
That being said, I love the acoustic guitar opener. I think the arrangement is nice enough. I just don't click with the lyrics. I've tried. I have tried. So as much as I didn't click with it, still getting 6 out of 10. It's not abysmal, but it is probably my least favorite track on the album.
Okay, great.
So I've not got a hard copy of this yet.
Right.
It's not been delivered yet. Is there a credit to? So there's an arrangement to this, and there's like it's either a clarinet or a saxophone, a tenor saxophone or something.
And what 11?
I thought it sounded like
it sounds like there's extra musicians.
It does a bit.
People that are playing the main instruments. The arrangement is fantastic, and it's got that swing feel to it and that sort of jazz swing band feel to it, which I think has probably come from the Giles Martin, Ben Foster type. But I love it. I think the arrangement is fantastic, and I quite like the lyrics because of the music being that kind of swing jazz 50s 60s or 40s 50s 60s stuff. The lyrics fit, even talking about a larder, or particularly talking about a larder at that time of year, that time in in the last century. It's an upbeat, happy, fairly innocuous song. It's nice.
I'll stop you there because you've run to say that. It's okay. I mean, the next track is First Hour of the Night. We're in a very sort of different part of the album here, just prior to the last two tracks, I think. First Hour of the Night starts with the sound of rain and Macca whispering it's raining in Costa Rica. And then it goes into this really sort of fragile-ish acoustic ballad, really. Again, we're talking about love again. First star of the night shows a light to me, and I know my little world is still all right. There's not a lot of lyrics to this either. It really kind of repeats itself. It's not the longest song by any stretch. It's 2 minutes 57. Yeah, it's nice. There's better stuff coming up, but it's okay. Great.
Yeah, I think it's a good lead into what's going to end the album. I think it's nicely downplayed. I love the little guitar riff in it. The bass work is great on it, and I don't know if does it feel a little bit 70s Wings a little bit
definitely,
to me.
definitely.
Yeah.
Those last two tracks could have come off London Town or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I've definitely got a major Wings feel to it, and which is no bad thing at all, no bad thing at all. And I think it's a nice tune. I'm with you, John, definitely.
Okay, Mikey.
Yeah, really enjoyed this one. Gave this one an 8 out of 10. You actually read out my favorite line, John, which was the first hour of the night shows a light to me, and I know my little world is still all right. Now, I put myself in Macca's head, and I thought, is this about Linda? Is the first
That's
star
the
at night?
second time you've said that tonight.
But I just thought if he sees a star in the sky and it's the first one that comes out at night, is it her looking down at him saying, I approve of what you've done, where your life's gone, everything's going to be okay, kind of thing. I think if that's the sentiment behind it, then, it just gives the song more gravitas to me. But regardless of that, I love the fact that he's got an instrumental break really early in the song. You would probably expect it sort of like after sort of like second or third verse kind of thing. But it's literally only about 1 minute 10 into the song. You've got this gorgeous instrumental break, and I just think it's kind of like tips the song balance. It's like you said, John. There's not a lot to it, but it's a nice breather before you get into the last two tracks. I found it pleasant and not as saccharine as what came before it.
Cool. Great.
Not a lot more to add other than I love the bass line. I think the bass line on that is absolutely brilliant. Because he just does little flourishes every now and again. It sounds like an acoustic bass. Not an upright bass, but an acoustic bass. All the way it's recorded sounds very natural anyway. And it's really... the bass embellishes elements of the song, and I love it. Again, not a lot more to add than what you've said already. I enjoy it, but it's not as good as the next song.
Well, the next one is Salesman's Saint, which is about his parents, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
It starts, strangely, with trumpet. Like a trumpet, almost clarion call at the beginning. Sounds a bit more like a cornet to me, but it is a trumpet on the credits. And then we go into this acoustic driven, really, it's a documentary on his parents, isn't it? Really, it's father was a salesman, mother was a saint, working every God-given minute to make enough to pay the rent. Yeah, don't know. The only entertainment, a piano and radio, hot tea and cigarettes was enough to get them on the go. Another generation yearning to be free, learning how to keep it together and raise a family. It's about the struggles they had as young parents or prior to being young parents. Couldn't whistle it, if I'm honest, but it's a key point of the album and a key point in his reminiscing about his early life. Craig.
Yeah, they couldn't take any more, but they had to. That sums up his mum and dad's generation in a sentence. These guys went through the war, went through all the hardship, went through everything like that, and they just had to keep going. His mum was working multiple jobs, his dad was. These people, they worked so hard so the kids could get a better life and stuff like that. But musically, the first start, they say, with the trumpet, and it is very, very Johnny Cash. The first, through the way that the delivery is, it's got that kind of theme, and I think it's really, really good, really, really good, really, really good.
Okay, Mikey.
Really enjoyed this one. Solid 9 out of 10. I thought the same thing as you, John. I didn't think it was a trumpet until I checked the credits. I'm just wondering if they had like a mute or a muffler on the trumpet just to give it.
Sounds like a cornet to me, but
yeah,
could be
just,
that.
just to change the tonal quality of it, I think might have been enough. But I think the drumming in this is absolutely top notch, and I think it's. Yeah. It's just such a lovely feel. I was getting Beatles Abbey Road vibes from it. There's even parts of it, the arrangements are almost sort of like they've got this Spanish Mexican vibe going on, which is weird for something that's set in Liverpool, but it makes it universal. The story's universal to everybody, how mum and dad's, just buckled down and got on with it. I love the lyrics as well. I mean, Craig was absolutely right with what he mentioned, but even the line saying hot tea and cigarettes was enough to keep them on the go. It's like, feed the kids, we'll be fine. It's clever, so clever, nicely done. Yeah, I really rate this one. It's really good.
Yeah, one thing I didn't say about the end of it, though, musical end of it, where you've got the trumpets and things and stuff back, it gives me the vibe of like in the say 40s, 50s, 60s, back in the old not music halls but dance halls, when they would go out and you'd have like a swing band or with all the trumpets and stuff like that. The musically feels like that at the end when you've got the fade out.
Yeah.
Right.
I love it. So you've got that the lyric that Craig said, but then you've got about 1.5 minutes where it changes feelers as so they learn to carry on with laughter and a song, and that how they worked out they developed ways of making do with what they had and enjoying life and hot cup of tea and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, for me, I didn't write down Spanish, I wrote down mariachi. Yeah. It's got that kind of that kind of feel to it, but it's also the bit at the end with the horns, Minnie the Moocher. That's what I was thinking. Is that it's got that, and I'm sure it actually has the same horns part as Minnie the Moocher is at the end, where it goes. But it's brilliant. The arrangement's fantastic, but it's really quite a sad lyric. It's like what my parents had to go through.
It is, but
the generation
it kind of sets the next one up for me.
It does.
The next one is the final track on the album, and you've got that juxtaposition of that sort of almost vaudeville sound, and then it goes from that
to this.
And the next track, the final track of the album, Mama Gets By, starts with this really well recorded, full bodied nylon acoustic guitar. It's almost gone from black and white back to Technicolor again.
Yes.
But again, it's not a big brash song. It's a quiet intro. I mean, the first line is "Mama gets by while Papa gets high." It's heartbreaking. It's a love song to his mother. The chorus, I've actually got this on when I'm talking to you now, but it really gets with the chorus. She loves him with all her heart and soul. That's it, because she loves him with all her heart and soul. It talks about his father's faults, and she's there because she loves him. It's absolutely gorgeous. I can't talk anymore, Craig. What do you think of it?
I think this is Macca doing Sky Above the Rain about his mum and his dad's relationship.
Yeah,
it feels like Sky Above the Rain as well. Almost there's some musical motifs which are similar to Sky Above the Rain as well. But I mean, it's different, obviously, because it's not like about a relationship where somebody loves somebody and somebody's fallen out of love with somebody. It's not like that at all. This is his mum loving his dad, warts and all, faults and all, and everything. And she was working herself to the bone, and she just let his dad do what he needed to do, kept the family together, kept it, and just made the best life they could for the family. It's an absolutely beautiful song, and it's the son recognizing his mom for everything that she did for them.
Yeah,
no, it's beautiful. I say it's emotional, and if you think about it, you've got a man in his 80s going right back to his mom and dad's relationship, and it's really, really beautiful and heartbreaking, and just an absolutely beautiful way to finish the album.
And I think the orchestration on this one really lifts it. It really takes it somewhere.
Yeah, it does.
Mikey, what do you think of it?
This one absolutely broke me. it's not that I had a bad upbringing or a difficult upbringing, but there was times when you could see in mother's face the disparity of father coming in off his rocker, slamming fish and chips on the table and going straight to bed. And it's like,
Friday night,
it's like, why are you
last 638.
yeah, it's like, why are you with this man, And it's obvious, it's because she loves him, And I just got flashback after flashback after flashback, and it's like you only see snippets of bad, but there's so much love surrounding that bad that this song just honestly, I think that most people listening to this song will relate to it on some level, if not on a very big level. And you're right, John, the orchestration just backs the whole thing up. It's absolutely sublime. And going back to the start of the pod where we mentioned the thing about his voice, there is so much strength there, but there's so much fragility in the delivery. And you can feel the weight of life on the words, It's absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And yeah, great album closer. Brilliant.
Ray?
So this fights the first song of the album for me. Again, my mum and dad divorced when I was 14, so there was a period of about 10 years where my mum fought to keep. She wouldn't leave because my brother and I were at school and we were young and all that kind of stuff. And my dad wasn't bad, but he would spend money on a Kenwood Hi-Fi instead of a Kenwood Chef. And he's like, and looking back now, I see.
Who would do that, Gray?
What?
Who would do that?
No idea.
Yeah.
I remember seeing my mum's struggles. I remember the occasional glimpse of my mum being upset. And it's, for me, this song, I mean, I wrote down Sky Above the Rain, and it's that bit from 1:30 to sort of 2 minutes where it's like, what are all the faults compared to what she feels inside? And then it builds, and then it's like, she loves him, all that. And that to me is that Sky Above the Rain piece. It's that, and it almost has this, Sky Above the Rain breaks me every time I listen to it.
I think it's different to Sky Above the Rain, because for me, Sky Above the Rain is about, in this relationship that Paul's talking about, they don't think they're struggling.
So I mean thematic. I mean,
yeah,
structurally, yeah. I don't mean the stories. So the stories are very different. One's about somebody fighting to keep something alive because they believe in that person, they love that person, they've been married. Not it's like, it's not that long since she said yes, yeah. But it's not that Whereas Sky Above the Rain is about something that's broken. Despite, but so
it's broken on one side,
yes,
not on the other side.
Yeah, whereas this is from the mother's point of view, and she loves him.
But this isn't broken.
Yeah,
she loves him for all his faults.
For all his faults, yeah. It says that in the lyrics. Yeah. But it's just there's a feel to it.
It's the feel to it. That's what I said.
The way it builds, it has that feel to it.
I think it's a really emotional song, isn't it?
And I think the way he sings it.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm so glad I took the breath, didn't listen to Home to Us, decided I'm going to wait until I hear the album, because there is the fragility in his voice again in this. But it's there for a reason. It's there because he's telling a story. It's there because he's delivering it in the way that he feels about the song. And it is fucking brilliant. Pardon my French. It is such a way to finish an album. Such a way to finish an album. And the arrangement's sublime.
Yeah, it's amazing that it's his 20th solo album, really. But yeah,
and it's amazing he's doing. I mean, he's delivering this. What is he?
81, is he?
81.
Yeah, 81. I can't remember something. My friend.
A collection of songs like this and delivering them. I mean, if you listen to some of the rock voice and stuff.
He's 83. So he's 83 apparently.
Bloody hell! The breadth of his tonality and the way he delivers the songs is brilliant.
Absolutely the greatest songwriter of my generation, of my life.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
So since he's 83, Mr. Hogarth, take note. Just saying. You can't stop yet.
You're not allowed to stop.
I think we've been through group therapy with that last track, haven't we?
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to listen to the track Sky Above the Rain, which artist do these look for?
Marillion.
I shall write that down.
Yeah.
Isn't that fish?
There are very few of our listeners that don't listen to Marillion. So,
and those
yeah.
who don't should.
Yeah. Well, look, you can't miss this album. It's out there in the media. I mean, that's what we think of it. I think it's a universal thumbs up. Have we had a universal thumbs up like this before?
Oh, absolutely.
And in the traditional of the old games of genius or bollocks, it's definitely genius.
Yeah,
definitely genius. Yes.
At last count, I think there's 14 vinyl versions of this. So you can get it in different colours. Gatefold sleeve, picture disc, obi strip, all of that. There's 2 different CDs, one with a red sleeve, one with a green sleeve. There's an iTunes...
they're going to cover green sleeves on as well.
Yeah, there's an iTunes version with a bonus demo on it. And I'm sure before the end of this week, there'll be another version because he's desperate to get it to number 1. But based on the amount of formats, it should easily go to number 1.
It'll definitely go to number 1.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about this record, guys?
Listen to it.
Listen to it.
Not to.
Yeah, that would be it. No preconceptions. Just go in, give it a listen. Even the lows aren't that low.
And it's less
And
than 50 minutes.
There's one for the hype sticker.
Yeah, and it's less than 50 minutes long, and it's something that even if you want it on in the background, it's a pleasant half listen, but it will drag you in.
Yeah, it's rare that I'll put an album on from not like a major love for the artist, and find at least 5 songs that are fighting for pole position. There is such quality there, really is.
Well, look, I want to thank these guys for listening to this and for putting with my suggestion to do this. I don't know what Craig's going to do with this. I hope he's just going to put it out as it is, but we will find out shortly. What do you think of this record or this album? Please come and join us at the Planet Music Facebook group. Start a thread, join the chat, whichever. Do you agree with what we've said, or do you disagree with everything that we've said? Come and tell us. We would like more input into the podcast. But thank you very much for listening to this. I just would like to thank my co-presenters, Graham Tennick.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hi, Gray. Thank you. Mikey K.
Thanks again. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Mikey. And Craig Houston.
Why, thank you, young sir.
All that remains to be said is it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
Take care.
Go on, Mikey.
Ramon. Ramon.
Ramon, yeah. You see, listeners, this is what normally happens. He's best put this bit out.
Yeah, we'll just leave all this shit in. Take care. Stay alive. Have fun.
Bye.
Thanks for listening
to Planet Music from the makers of Planet Marzipan.
If you like what you've heard, please like and subscribe, and maybe even join our Facebook discussion group.
You can contact us at planetmarzipanpodcast@gmail.com.